Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. This is your weekly update in Bud Light news and Anheuser-Busch goings-ons, so to speak. um, got a couple articles. I don't want to waste a whole lot of your time, but I'm actually going to do something that I never do. I'm going to ask you guys if you don't mind watching this video to the end. It would really help me out with some of the YouTube numbers over here on this side, and I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get into this because I'm already asking you too much. We'll go over here to the New York Post and start with this one. Bud Light sinks another 26% amid the Dylan fiasco. Bud Light sales continue to tank while the tarnished brand's rivals keep swiping away market share according to the latest data. The Anheuser-Busch brand's sales plunged by 25.9% during the week ending July 29th, extending the downward spiral since Bud Light's ill-fated tie-up with the trans influencer. Bud Light has been dethroned as the nation's top-selling beer for the past 3 months. Modelo Especial is expected to vault into #1 spot for the entire year by the end of this month, August. Dave Williams told the Post, reiterating an earlier prediction by this company. Modelo Especial is expected to vault into the #1 spot for the entire year by the end of the month, Dave Williams told the Post, reiterating an earlier prediction by his company. When I think he actually predicted it was going to be by the end of the year. This is even sooner than that. Bud Light controls an 8.4% market share compared with Modelo's 8.2% share according to the Nielsen IQ data. The Constellation-owned brand, which posted a 14.8% increase in sales last week, isn't the only beneficiary of Bud Light demise. Rivals Coors Light 20.7, Miller Lite 19.25, and Yuengling Lager 22.5 enjoyed double-digit spikes, the most recent data show. And that's becoming a regular trend, you guys. Bud Light is constantly down 25%-ish, and these other ones are up 20%-ish. You know, I think it's actually even getting better for some of their rivals. Anheuser-Busch reported the revenue has taken nearly $400 million hit since the backlash began in its latest quarterly earnings released last week. The situation hasn't gotten any worse, nor has it gotten better for Bud Light, Williams said. On July 27th, Anheuser-Busch laid off 400 employees, or about 2% of its workforce, as part of a restructuring, the brewery said. Most of the positions were in marketing in its offices in St. Louis, New York, and Los Angeles. Anheuser-Busch CEO Brendan Whitworth said in a statement, "While we never take these decisions lightly, we want to ensure that our organization continues to be set for future long-term success." I don't know how about the word continued there, but I think this rebound from this failure, but he's trying to be positive and put the corporate spin on it. With that said, you know how they said the situation's not getting any better and it's not getting any worse. Well, then I'll go ahead and bring you over here to this Daily Caller article. Let me move that over here a little bit. Pardon my mess. Take you over here to this Daily Caller article. Anheuser-Busch now being forced to sell off several beer brands. If you are pro boycott, this is what winning looks like. Anheuser-Busch is reeling. They're being forced to sell several beer brands. Let's check this out. The collapse has just ratcheted up, just when they thought it couldn't get any worse. Anheuser-Busch InBev will be selling 8 craft beer brands to Tilray Brands, according to a Monday announcement from the anti-American beer giant. I love how they call him the anti-American beer giant. That's great. This move will cut AB InBev's craft beer portfolio significantly. Tilray, a Canadian cannabis company, will be purchasing Shock Top, Breckenridge Brewery, Blue Point Brewing Company, 10 Barrel Brewing, Red Hook, Widmer Brothers, Square Mile Cider Company, and Highball Energy. The deal is expected to be finalized in September 2023 for $85 million, according to a Tilray 8K filing. So this is, in my opinion, Anheuser-Busch trying to skim their losses and save their butt, because what they've been doing is covering their losses of this Bud Light debacle by giving away their product. I'm sure when you give it away for too long, it begins to become a problem. And so this appears to be possibly their solution to the Bud Light debacle. They're regaining some liquid, $85 million. They're regaining some cash flow, $85 million that they might need because as they've announced, they're basically compensating folks for the losses, some of their workers for losses, but they can't maintain that forever, right? Especially when they're giving away Bud Light. Continuing, in addition to the beer brands, Anheuser-Busch will also be selling off the brand's employees, breweries, and associated brew pubs. Not something you would expect from the company that has produced America's #1 beer for the past couple decades, right? I don't understand why they do this. Aren't craft beers just getting bigger and more popular? I don't know. I know they blasted onto the scene for a little while, and maybe it's slowing down a little bit, but I don't really think so. I think more localized micro brews and craft beers type of thing is actually still a thing. It's still becoming more popular. It's still in demand. In other words, the disaster just got even more disastrous for Bud Light's umbrella company, Anheuser-Busch. Here's the tweet. Tilray announces agreement to acquire 8 beer and beverage brands from Anheuser-Busch, fueling Tilray's future in the U.S. craft beer industry. Ever since the disaster, we've seen Anheuser-Busch and their brands, in particular Bud Light and Budweiser, utterly collapse, and over time, things have only gotten worse. Well, this is another one of those times, as AB is actually being forced to sell their beer brands. I find that hilarious, the writer adds. And the fact that they're selling these brands to a cannabis company, that is pretty funny, because historically, beer companies, Big Beer, has fought against the legalization of marijuana, has lobbied against the legalization of marijuana, from what I understand, because they thought that it was going to compete with them. Anheuser-Busch has truly fallen, ladies and gentlemen, from having America's favorite beer to now selling several of their brands to a weed company. Straight up clown world for AB. You gotta love it. And from what I also understand, is that they're a Canadian company. Yeah, Canadian cannabis company. So more AB InBev staying foreign. Foreign beer. You know what I mean? But yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, it's pretty wild, right? Did you expect that it would come to this when the boycott began? I didn't know what to expect. I just knew that we were doing the right thing. We were supporting the right cause. This is about standing up to the nonsense. This is where it came to a head. This is where people finally put their foot down. Some of this stuff has gone too far, right? So guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. If you stuck around to the end, I really, truly appreciate it. It helps out the channel tremendously right now. I hate to ask anything else of you, but if you don't mind, maybe hit that subscribe button. Come check out my channel again in the future. Something like that. That'd be really awesome. I appreciate it. I'm still growing. I'm new at this. I'm dedicated to getting better, and I have a lot of fun doing this. I feel like I've been called to do these videos and to try to make an impact on this culture battle that's going on. I'm truly humbled by where this channel is right now. And I hope everyone is having fun, laughing with me, at me, watching me grow, watching me make mistakes. I'm a real guy and pretty transparent, because I wear sunglasses and a hat. I like the way I look. But anyways, that was the longest outro probably ever. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.